Hello friends, in this session we will discuss about mycoplasma. Mycoplasma, they are also bacteria like other bacteria, but they are very small in size, and they do not have a cell wall. And because of absence of cell wall, mycoplasmas, they occur in variety of shapes and sizes. They have irregular shapes, filamentous forms, and granular forms also. Myco means fungus and plasma means plasticity or elasticity. From that it got its name mycoplasma. They have filamentous forms like fungi. In mycoplasma chapter we will discuss about the absence of cell wall, pleomorphism, fried egg colonies, Danish stain, primary atypical pneumonia or walking pneumonia, genital infections of mycoplasma, cold agglutination test, cell culture contamination by mycoplasma, urea plasma, urea lyticum, and hydrolysis of urea. Mycoplasmas, they are free living organisms, smallest free living microorganisms which lack cell wall. And first initial members of this group were isolated from cases of bovine pleuropneumonia, and from this they got the name pleuropneumonia like organisms, PPLO or pleuropneumonia like organisms. Later on, the term PPLO was replaced by mycoplasma. Myco means fungus like branching filaments, and plasma means plasticity or elasticity. They are highly pleomorphic and they lack cell walls. They can pass through bacterial filters also. Among the various species of mycoplasma, one is Mycoplasma pneumoniae, which is the most important species, and it is a pathogenic species of mycoplasma. And besides Mycoplasma pneumoniae, other species are also pathogenic like Mycoplasma hominis and Ureaplasma urealyticum. Then there are several non-pathogenic species like Mycoplasma aureale, Mycoplasma buccal, genitalium, fermentans, etc. Then there are saprophytic mycoplasmas. They are found on the skin and in the mouth. Morphologically, mycoplasmas, since they lack cell wall, they have variety of shapes and sizes, and they are highly pleomorphic. They show granular and filamentous forms of various sizes. They multiply by binary fission. They do not have spores, flagella or fimbria, and several species of mycoplasma, they show gliding motility. Mycoplasmas are gram negative, but they are better stained by Giemsa stain and Leishman stain. In culture, they show fried egg appearance of colonies. Fried egg appearance colonies are shown by most mycoplasmas except Mycoplasma pneumoniae, which is showing mulberry shaped colonies. You see the colonies in this diagram. There are two layers in this colony. एक elevated layer है और बाजू में थोड़ा दूसरा layer है, ठीक है. So this is called fried egg appearance colony. They can grow on solid media and liquid media, and most of the mycoplasmas are facultative anaerobes except Mycoplasma pneumoniae, which is strict aerobe. They need cholesterol and other sterols for growth, and they obtain this from the culture medium which is used for growing them. The colonies of mycoplasmas are very small. Generally bacterial colonies are 1 to 2 millimeters, 4 millimeters, like that, but mycoplasma colonies are in micrometers. 10 to 600 micrometers is the range. Mycoplasma themselves are very small, so their colonies are also very small. And to see the colonies of mycoplasma, we need hand lens. We can see the mycoplasma colonies properly if we use a magnifying glass. Fried egg appearance colony is a typical appearance in most mycoplasmas except Mycoplasma pneumoniae, which shows mulberry shaped colonies. And to demonstrate the colonies of mycoplasma in culture media, Danish stain can be used. Pathogenicity में mycoplasma, they produce skin infections, respiratory tract infections, genitourinary tract infections, and gastrointestinal infections. And two types of diseases are mainly occurring in mycoplasma: atypical pneumonia and genital infections. Mycoplasma pneumonia is known as primary atypical pneumonia or also walking pneumonia. Why it is called walking pneumonia? Because the patient has radiological findings of pneumonia but clinical features नहीं होते, तो patient is walking regularly as a normal person. वो चलता फिरता है पर्सन, इसलिए वो ऐसे चलते फिरते पर्सन में निमोनिया होता है, इसलिए उसको बोलते हैं वॉकिंग निमोनिया. और प्राइमरी एटिपिकल निमोनिया, उसमें है वो निमोनिया लेकिन उसमें प्रॉपर क्लासिकल फीचर्स निमोनिया के नहीं होते, रेडियोलॉजिकल फीचर्स होते पर क्लिनिकल फीचर्स नहीं होते, इसलिए उसको एटिपिकल निमोनिया भी बोलते हैं. This mycoplasma pneumonia is seen in all ages. The incubation period is 1 to 3 weeks, and transmission of mycoplasma pneumonia is through airborne droplets of nasopharyngeal secretions and close contacts. The onset of mycoplasma pneumonia, there will be symptoms of fever, malaise, chills, headache, and sore throat. There can be severe cough with blood-tinged sputum, which worsens at night. Complications of mycoplasma pneumonia can include meningitis, encephalitis, bullous myringitis, and otitis, and hemolytic anemia. And hemolytic anemia may be due to the production of cold agglutinins. There can be tracheobronchitis, and the atypical pneumonia caused by mycoplasma pneumonia is not having respiratory signs and symptoms on physical examination, but radiological features are there, and lower lobe is more commonly involved, and starting at the hilum and fanning out to the periphery. Transmission of mycoplasma occurs through airborne droplets. Mycoplasma was also known as Eaton agent after the scientist named Eaton. He isolated this organism from hamsters and cotton rats, and he was later able to do experiments on this organism and observe several features of this bacteria, and so it was known as Eaton agent after the name of the scientist, but later on it came to be known as Mycoplasma pneumoniae. There can be hypersensitivity reactions in the patient, or deposition of immunological complexes in the tissues of the host, and because of that the patient may develop cutaneous reactions and arthritis. In the laboratory diagnosis of Mycoplasma pneumoniae, specimen will be throat swab and respiratory secretions, because most common condition caused by it is Mycoplasma pneumoniae. In microscopy, you can see pleomorphic, spherical, long, filamentous, granular appearances. Because of lack of cell wall, mycoplasma show variety of shapes and sizes. They are gram negative, but they are better stained by Giemsa stain. You see in this figure that variety of shapes and sizes are seen. No proper defined shapes are visible. Okay. To grow mycoplasmas in culture media, mycoplasmas can be grown on solid media as well as liquid media, and two types of mediums have been used for mycoplasma. One is PPLO broth and another one is PPLO agar. PPLO means pleuropneumonia like organisms, so from that name a broth and a agar both are there. So these medias are used for growing mycoplasma. If they are fastidious in growth requirements, so enriched media are used containing human serum, horse or human serum, yeast extract and DNA. Penicillium and thalassociate are selective agents added in the medium, and serum will act as a source of cholesterol and other sterols, and remember that mycoplasmas require sterols for their growth. Okay? And aerobic incubation is done for 7 to 12 days with 5 to 10% CO2, and mycoplasma colonies will appear at about 35 to 37 degrees Celsius. Mycoplasma pneumonia is aerobic, while other mycoplasmas, they are facultative, and they are slow in growing. The colonies will take several days to appear. If you remember, ordinarily most of the bacteria, the colonies appear in 1 or 2 days, but there are some exceptions to that. One of those exceptions is mycoplasma, in which 7 to 12 days can be taken for the colonies to appear. And even after that, the colonies that appear, they will be very small in size, because mycoplasma themselves are very small bacteria. In nanometers they are in size, and the colonies of mycoplasma are in micrometers, and the colonies are so sticky that it is difficult to remove the colonies from the culture medium. When you take them via loop for subculturing, it is difficult to pick up the colonies. So for subculture purposes, mycoplasma colonies are taken in the form that a piece of agar from the medium is cut, and that piece of agar, that block of agar is rubbed on another fresh medium, and that is how mycoplasmas are put for subculture in another medium. Okay. Then colony appearance of mycoplasma, fried egg appearance colony, as we had seen in the figure, but in case of mycoplasma pneumoniae, the colonies are mulberry shaped up in appearance. The colonies can be stained by Danish stain and seen by a hand lens, and they produce beta hemolytic colonies, and they can agglutinate guinea pig erythrocytes. See, these are the colonies of mycoplasma, फ्राइड एग कॉलोनीज. ठीक है, इसको डिस्क्राइब कैसे करते हैं? सेंट्रल ओपेक ग्रेनुलर एरिया ऑफ ग्रोथ एक्सटेंडिंग इनटू द डेप्थ ऑफ द मीडियम एंड सराउंडेड बाय ए फ्लैट ट्रांसलूसेंट पेरिफेरल जोन. सेंट्रल ओपेक एरिया, elevated opaque area extending to the depth of the medium, surrounded by a flat translucent broad portion. This is fried egg appearance of colonies of mycoplasma pneumoniae. Mycoplasmas, and in case of mycoplasma pneumoniae, it is mulberry shaped colonies. The colonies that have grown on the culture media, we can perform various tests on the colonies. Growth inhibition test can be performed, immunofluorescence test can be performed, and serological diagnosis can be used for mycoplasma. PCR can be used. This is Danish stain. In Danish stain, the colonies of mycoplasma, they are stained by the Danish stain, and after staining, they are seen by a magnifying glass or by a hand lens, and the colonies of mycoplasma can be seen as stained in appearance. This method of demonstrating the mycoplasma colonies by staining them is called Danish stain method. Serological diagnosis में immunofluorescence, complement fixation test, ELISA, heme inhibition, etc. Tests are performed. Then there are two non-specific serological tests for mycoplasma: cold agglutination test and Streptococcus mg test. Cold agglutination test is a heterophil agglutination test, and even Streptococcus mg test is a heterophil agglutination test. What is heterophil agglutination test? In such kind of a test, the antibody is from a different organism and the antigen is from a different organism. Such kind of test is known as heterophil agglutination test. In cold agglutination test, antibodies to mycoplasma pneumoniae, surface glycoproteins, glycolipids, they cross react with the antigens of human RBCs. O blood group जिन लोग का होता है, O blood group वाले पेशेंट्स में RBCs पे कुछ पर्टिकुलर एंटीजन होता है, और वो एंटीजन से ये एंटीबॉडीज़ क्रॉस रिएक्ट करते हैं माइकोप्लाज्मा के. ठीक है, और इस क्रॉस रिएक्टिविटी को यूज़ करते हैं माइकोप्लाज्मा का डायग्नोसिस करने के लिए. तो ये क्रॉस रिएक्शन होता है, लेकिन वो 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे एग्लूटिनेशन विजिबल नहीं होता. तो जब उसको कूल करते हैं, 4 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे लाते हैं, तब वो एग्लूटिनेशन विजिबल होता है, और इसीलिए उसको बोलते हैं कोल्ड एग्लूटिनेशन टेस्ट. सो इन कोल्ड एग्लूटिनेशन टेस्ट द एंटीजन इज़ ऑफ माइकोप्लाज्मा, बट उसका पैरेलल एंटीजन आरबीसीज के ऊपर होता है, वो यूज़ करते हैं टेस्ट में, और एंटीबॉडी पेशेंट के सैंपल में से. तो एंटीजन एंटीबॉडी रिएक्शन होगा और एग्लूटिनेशन होगा, जिसको जब 4 डिग्रीज पे लाएंगे तब वो विजिबल होगा, इसलिए उसको बोलते हैं कोल्ड एग्लूटिनेशन टेस्ट. राइज इन टाइटर होता है, टाइटर इंक्रीज़ होता है तो इट इज़ सजेस्टिव ऑफ इन्फेक्शन, और 1:32 या उससे हायर टाइटर होगा, वो भी सजेस्टिव है. फिर दूसरा एक हेटेरोफिल एग्लूटिनेशन टेस्ट है, स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस एमजी टेस्ट. उसमें पेशेंट का सीरम और हीट किल्ड सस्पेंशन ऑफ स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस एमजी मिक्स करते हैं. तो स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस एमजी और माइकोप्लाज्मा निमोनिया के बीच कुछ एंटीजन शेयरिंग है, इसीलिए पेशेंट का सीरम और स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस एमजी को जब मिक्स करते हैं तो वो दोनों के बीच एग्लूटिनेशन होता है, और दैट कैन बी ऑब्जर्व्ड as a test, and that if the test is positive, that means the patient has mycoplasma infection. इसमें in Streptococcus mg test, a titer of 1:20 or above is considered as significant. Then there is one species known as Ureaplasma urealyticum. Ureaplasma urealyticum is also from the same group, and it causes urogenital tract infections, and it hydrolyzes urea, so it has been named as Ureaplasma urealyticum. तो तो यूरिया हाइड्रोलाइज करता है और यूरोजेनाइटल ट्रैक इन्फेक्शन करता है यूरिया प्लाज्मा यूरिया लाइटिकम. तो इसमें वर्ड लेटर यू इज रिपीटेड एट मेनी प्लेसेस, सो दैट्स you can correlate. Genital infections are caused by several species of mycoplasma, including ureaplasma urealyticum and mycoplasma hominis. The genital infections of mycoplasma are transmitted by sexual route. In men, it can lead to urethritis, non-specific urethritis, proctitis, balanoprosthitis, and Riter's syndrome. And in women, it can lead to acute salpingitis, pelvic inflammatory disease, cervicitis, and vaginitis. It can also lead to infertility, abortion, postpartum fever, chorioamnionitis, and low birth weight. Now, what is relation between mycoplasma and immunodeficiency or mycoplasma and HIV? It has been observed that both these infections, mycoplasma infection and HIV, they both aggravate each other. Though in presence of mycoplasmal infection, HIV का भी severity बढ़ जाता है और इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ HIV माइकोप्लाज्मा इन्फेक्शन का भी सीवियरिटी बढ़ जाता है. तो इम्यूनोडेफिशिएंट पेशेंट्स में माइकोप्लाज्मा इन्फेक्शन की सीवियरिटी ज़्यादा होती है. इन systemic mycoplasmal infections occur more in the immunocompromised patients and the severity is more in HIV positive patients. Mycoplasma, they occur as cell culture contaminants, means when cell culture is used for growing various microbes, in those cell cultures the desired pathogen we are trying to grow in the cell culture, but it has been observed that several times mycoplasma they start growing in those cell cultures, and when the mycoplasma grow in the cell cultures in the cell lines, then that leads to interference with the actual pathogen, and thus mycoplasma act as a common contaminant in the cell cultures. So to prevent this, various precautions are taken, various methods have been devised for prevention of mycoplasma infection in the cell culture. See this colony of mycoplasma. The colonies of mycoplasma are so adherent to the media that they do not separate from the media easily. So to do subculture of mycoplasma, a block of the medium is cut and that is rubbed on our fresh medium for subculture purposes. Treatment में tetracycline, erythromycin, clarithromycin are the drugs of choice. Even doxycycline is used in pregnant women. Resistance to antibiotics has been observed. Newer macrolides and quinolones are being used now, and that ends the topic for mycoplasma. Thank you.